such a price of rupees 9,000, getting a camera combination of 13 megapixel and 5 megapixel sensors is already well commendable. But Yureka isn't alone doing that now, because there's also Xiaomi's Redmi Note smartphones that come with almost the same pricing and the same megapixel combination, though the sensors are different in both of them. The 13 megapixel camera on the Yureka comes with this Sony Exmor RS IMX135 sensor, and it has a 5p lens architecture with the f2.2 aperture. And there's a flow filter that can balance the light intensity and give a better exposure in pictures. On the front, there's a 5 megapixel camera for selfies, and it is made with a 4p lens architecture. Now talking about the camera application, this is an app customized by Cyanogen, and it comes with a lot of features which are deep embedded and not directly available except when you go into the settings. There are options for white balance, for brightness, saturation, as well as for the countdown timer, and there's also GPS option available. And under the camera you see picture quality from 13 megapixel to 1 megapixel, and then there are options for changing the picture quality as well, and there's options for viewfinder. You can have it full screen or smaller than that, and touch focus duration. In the video settings, this smartphone can capture 1080p videos at 30 fps, and there's a feature of time lapse as well, where you can record 120 frames per second at 720p resolution. And under the general settings, it's mostly about the volume rocker and the power buttons. You can use the power button as a shutter, or the volume buttons for shutter or for zooming. And as you can check in these captures, the bright light photos are very well made, and there's no issue with the color reproduction and such. It's all good. But when you talk of these low light images, you can see that there's a lot of grains, although the smartphone has tried a lot to make the pictures brighter than usual. And in comparison with some other smartphones, the brightness are actually better and brighter, but finally they come with a lot of grains, which might not be preferred for many. On zooming in, you can see that the clarity is almost gone, and on the maximum zoom, that's 6x, the entire quality is gone, and there's no point using the 6x or the maximum zooming, and it's almost about 3x until which you can see some good details of the objects in front of you. And the other features or the other important points about the camera is that there's too much of color saturation on bright light, though this is not unnatural, but still you can easily note down in the HDR mode. And under the low light, as we said, the ISO is set to make picture brighter, and that is why it makes it again unnatural because of the grains. The camera app in actually is very swift and has some instant capturing. It never lags while taking normal pictures. And one of the disadvantages might be the absence of optical image stabilization, due to which you don't see any good video capturing. There are a lot of shakes seen, and also when you are zooming into the picture for a photo capturing, it would actually try to shake the photo a lot. So overall, the Yureka's 13 megapixel camera does not do a great but still a fine job in capturing pictures in broad daylight, and lightens the subject quite a bit in low light, adding a lot of grains. The 1080p captures aren't really bad, except if you try to shake them, or if at all you're moving around and while traveling, you can't take good captures there. And the 120 frames per second slow-mo feature, or the time-lapse feature, is pretty good in the job, because you can't expect more than that from this camera quality. So this was the review of the Yureka's 13 megapixel camera. We won't do much of the selfie captures, because that is normally the same as we see on other smartphone cameras as well. So check out PhoneRadar for more videos. Thank you.